all of these things in our household. While some companies make products that are safe to eat, other companies choose to use known human carcinogens or developmental toxins like coal tar and lead acetate. So we figure, why risk it, right? Let's change over. Here are a couple of common ingredients in household cleaners. And what happens is they cause endocrine disruption in your body. The endocrine system regulates hormones and the glands that secrete those hormones in the body. Endocrine disruptors are chemicals that interfere with the endocrine system by mimicking or inhibiting natural hormones. They can cause reproductive damage and have been implicated in cancers of the reproductive system. Boy, hearing all those words makes us want to change everything right away, doesn't it? I see a big smile on Julie's face. Yes. And then formaldehyde. That just sounds gross right off the bat, doesn't it? Formaldehyde, a smelly, colorless, flammable gas that's used in pesticides, building materials, textiles, cosmetics, and home goods. The new smell of a mattress or piece of clothing or car comes from formaldehyde. So it's kind of funny when you go to get your car washed and they say, do you want us to put the new car scent in? I always tell them, no scents. Don't put anything in my car now. Formaldehyde is a carcinogen and suspected gastrointestinal, immune, nerve, reproductive, respiratory, and skin toxicant. So basically, it can affect most of the systems of your body. All right. And then one other area is fragrance. Not most of the time, in the over-the-counter products, when you're purchasing something, the fragrance that is added always has synthetic ingredients. 3,163 ingredients hide behind the word fragrance. Enviroblog readers all know that fragrance is a term that the cosmetics, cleaning, and candle industries use on ingredient lists that disclose only that there are unnamed chemicals in the product, which is not so helpful for avid label readers. This slide was put in by another wellness advocate who does avidly read those labels, and which is something I don't read as much anymore because I don't buy them. So since I'm using my doTERRA products, who want and deserve full information when choosing products, unless you use it as a red flag or what not to buy, that is. Then and only then is it helpful. There's a website that you can also check for many products and how safe they are, especially like doTERRA doesn't have a sunscreen yet. We're hoping someday they're going to make a sunscreen. If you go on EWG, that is a website where they show you the toxicity level of many, many, many different products. So EWG, the Environmental Working Group. Let's see. Kathleen, there's my chat. I found it. Yeah, Think Dirty. There you go.
No, there's a website called Think Dirty that you can go to for free, and you put in what you are using, and it'll give you red, yellow, caution, or green.
I like that.
It's amazing what's in the stuff we put on our bodies.
Absolutely. It's unbelievable. Who would have ever known? It's nothing we grew up knowing, really. Okay, here's a slide on another one on perfumes. I don't know about you guys, but I have never been able to wear perfume. It has always given me a headache, always made me feel sick. And when I walk through the department stores, I literally have to cover my mouth and my nose. And I don't know if any of you have ever watched the TV show Modern Family, but you can Google the scene where he goes into the department store and the guy asks him if he wants to be sprayed, but doesn't wait for him to answer. And then he sprays him. And then Phil takes it from him and chases him through the store. How do you like it? How do you like it? That's exactly how I feel about perfume.
You know,
So if you
there's been some correlation between thyroid cancer in women and the use of perfumes. Because, you know, this is exactly where we would apply it.
I was gonna say, that makes total sense, doesn't it? So now we have our amazing oils. You can make your own scents. And I was out the other day and I had rolled on a bunch of rollers, and someone said, "Oh my goodness, you smell so good. What is that?" I said, "That's my essential oils," and sparked a conversation, instead of using perfumes. Okay, here are a few more. You're also welcome to take pictures of the screen if there's anything you want to read more thoroughly. I'm not going to go through these in depth, but know that parabens, VOCs, your volatile organic compounds, and how do we say that? Phthalates. I can't even say it. If you can't pronounce it, it's probably not good for you, right? They're all ingredients, chemical ingredients, the parabens in your toothpaste, shampoo, moisturizers, and shaving gels. We have your phthalates. I don't know. Do you know anyone else know how to say that? In your skincare products, beauty products. And all the way to the dye that is put into foods. Here's a nice chart showing you the different types of dyes. And while they can seem insignificant, they can have a huge impact on your health. And some people are more sensitive to them than others. I'll just leave it for just a second in case anyone's taking pictures. We have a couple of studies on here. There's been so much research now, especially on On Guard, using On Guard. And this one, I'm not really familiar with this, this slide. Let's see, is Grace still on? I don't know if she's able to pop in at all. If she is, I'll come back to this slide. I think she put this one here, but they're testing the cleaning power of On Guard. And actually the next slide, whoops, where did it go? Uh-oh, I lost my slide. I'll find it. Is going to show us comparisons of On Guard to different types of cleaners and how effective it was. So it says protein present equals bacteria. And this was using a different cleaner, and then the protein is not present equals it's clean, and this was using On Guard. It's kind of hard to see in those pictures, isn't it? So the great thing to know is that when you compare using On Guard as a cleaner to other cleaning products, it actually works better. That's the biggest takeaway. These are some really great slides on doTERRA products that you can use to replace the things you're using. And I brought over a few of my cleaning products and things that I use, and I'm going to show you those in just a minute along with some recipes. So doTERRA has a cleaner concentrate. So you can put that in a spray bottle, and oh, I left that one over there. A few tablespoons is all it takes. Fill up your water bottle, and there's your everyday all-purpose cleaner. Then you have a couple choices with hand pumps. You can purchase the On Guard, and you can put it in they have their own dispensers. And I fill mine about halfway with the cleaner, with the foaming hand wash, and then half with water. Some people use it full force. And then you have an awesome foaming hand wash. There's also you can make your own with the oils that you have. So we'll look at a recipe for that. Then, of course, replacing our candles with our diffuser and the amazing On Guard laundry detergent. Love, love, love the On Guard laundry detergent to replace all those. And now it's smelling really nice instead of the synthetic smell that we get when our clothes are finished. I don't know about some of you, but as you start to replace these items, I find I can't walk down the cleaner aisle at Target and places like that.
You know, Allison, during a shortage of the laundry detergent, I went back and used my Clear and Free from Costco.
Uh-huh.
And I added 6 drops of On Guard oil to it, thinking it was gonna, well, it did kill the cooties in the laundry. But I noticed that I got the bumps on my arms back, all
Oh,
that
no.
even from Free and Clear. And as soon as I was able to use the Doterra laundry detergent again, they went away. You know, you don't even realize, even in the Free and Clear, the toxins that are still in there.
Isn't that crazy? And the sensitivities that we have to all of those. It's
Well,
amazing.
I am hypersensitive to everything. So
Poor Kathleen, huh? Yes.
yes.
Let's see. And then when we get into our personal care products, replacing our toothpaste. This is actually updated. If you see it now, the bottle looks a little different because they've updated the formula. It used to be just the On Guard flavor. Now it has some mint flavor in it also, which is awesome. Replacing your deodorants. I will say that when I first tried the doTERRA deodorant, I didn't love it, but I found out that it's because of being so used to what the other kinds of deodorant, how they work. And it takes a little bit of diligence to let your body get used to the new kind of natural deodorant. So if you persevere through, a few days or a week, your body will get used to it and it should work much better. We have the shampoo and conditioner. I know lots of us were so sad when that was out of stock, that's for sure, but it's back in. And then doTERRA has a couple of different skincare lines. This one is your more basic skincare line with the 4 products for your toner, your lotion, your face wash, and then a serum that goes on. And then they have a more extensive skincare line, the Essentials, that has even more products. Oh, Grace said she can't unmute. How weird. Okay. Oh, maybe she's where she is. She can't unmute. Okay. Here's a slide on the hair care products. One other thing to note about any of the products when you're going natural, and like the shampoo and some of when I show you the DIY dish soap, realize that you're not going to get the suds that you used to get, the bubblies, not as much. It's going to be less, but don't fear. You're still getting the best you can for washing your hair and cleaning your dishes. It's because it's a chemical that's put in that gives us that what do you call it, false relief that we're getting cleaning because it's sudsed up and because there's bubbles, but it's actually an additive that makes things get sudsy and bubbly. Conventional hair products, they're full of chemicals such as sulfates, that other word again, parabens and silicone that can be harmful to your skin and overall health. But doTERRA's Salon Essentials line provide a natural option that is free of chemicals. So you're getting, except for a hairspray, you're getting all of the hair products you would need. And to replace the hairspray, you can use the Healthy Hold Glaze. The Root to Tip Serum is amazing. It's this little bottle. It just takes a little squirt to rub it through all of your hair. I found that the ends of my hair have stayed so much nicer using the Root to Tip Serum. Okay, so here we have our first recipe. Feel free to take a picture again. Tub and sink scrub. So you notice in the picture, we have all of our natural products, our non-toxic products, and here's your On Guard cleaner concentrate. So investing in this, you're going to get a lot of uses out of it. Using it just plain in a spray bottle for everyday cleaning, and then you're going to combine it in the tub and sink scrub. Down here, you can also add different essential oils from your collection. Says, or whatever your favorite oils are. This is a suggestion: lemon, lime, and peppermint. So remember, the citrus oils are really fabulous for cleaning, and lemon especially. So I highly recommend adding lemon to the On Guard. If you don't, even if you don't have lime, if you got one of the intro kits, you probably have peppermint. You could add that also, or put it in your next wellness box. Okay. Here are 2 recipes that I use at home. And for the dishwasher tabs, it's really simple. You just need baking soda, citric acid. Oh, and let me go back up. You notice it's used here, so you can invest in a bigger bag of it. And then it's going to last you quite a while. In this one, where'd the citric acid go? I don't even see it on the recipe. Do you? Filtered water, vinegar, glycerin. Oh, okay. It must just have been a picture of a bunch of ingredients. Okay, so the citric acid combined with the baking soda. Then here's your On Guard cleaner concentrate again, and 5 drops of grapefruit oil. Again, you can replace that with lemon if that's what you have at home, or put grapefruit on your next order. What I love about the citrus oils too is they're some of the least expensive oils, so you can stock up on them, and there's so many uses. One tip that I'll show you: when I make the dishwasher tabs, I ordered, here, let me stop share for a second so it'll be easier to see. When I made them, I purchased these ice cube trays off of Amazon, and they have a silicone bottom. So you can push the bottom and it pushes the tab up, and I just store them in here, and it comes with a lid. And then I put it in a gallon-sized Ziploc bag that I just reuse over and over again. So you can, this is a really nice, easy way to store them and pop them right out of the mold. One other tip I want to give you about making the dishwasher tabs is what I like to do is make them while I'm working on something in the kitchen. So that way, what's going to happen when you add the oils and the concentrate to the baking soda, it's going to start rising. And if you put it right into your little ice cube tray molds, it's going to start rising and going over the top of it. So I leave it in the bowl, and then I mush it down with a spoon, and I let it rise a little bit more. And then I mush it down again until it's kind of settled. And then I spoon it into my ice cube tray and put the lid on. And it helps avoid some overflow disasters. The next slide is a recipe for dish soap. And here's mine. I put a little label on it. I usually put packing tape over the label. That way it lasts longer, doesn't get ruined by water on top of it. And for this one, bring this back up. Okay. For the dish soap, this recipe, although it says 2 cups of unscented Castile soap, know that this is a non-concentrated. I buy concentrated Castile soap, and then it only takes like 1/3 of the bottle. And then the rest of it you fill up with water. So make sure you read on the Castile soap if it's concentrated or not. And then this recipe calls for 20 drops of lime oil, 8 drops of lemon oil, and 6 drops of citrus bliss. It smells so good.
Does it cut through the grease like that blue stuff does?
if it's like really, really greasy, like sometimes I use clarified butter. I might have to do it a couple of times, but it's pretty good with the citrus oils in there. I've been really happy with it, and I haven't gone back to any other types of dish soaps. So, and again, with the Castile soap and the concentrated, it's not going to bubble up your entire sink if you hand wash or put it in something. So don't be worried about not seeing all those sudsy bubbles. Let's see. And oh, I'll show you that one in just a second. Here are some amazing kits that are available. These are not, you don't have to use them as a sign-up kit. You can get them at any time, and these can help replace any over-the-counter products that you're using. There's an immunity kit based on Guard. There's a mindful mind and mood. So this is the adaptive line mostly, and balance, helping with anything you're using for stress, anxiety. And then there's a pain relief kit. What's really cool about these is if you choose to do all 3 months, it's a 3-month packages that you get. The first month you get this little neoprene zipper pouch with your products, and then the next 2 months you get the next set of products but no pouch, so you can keep them in here. And just a nice, well packaged way to get the products and explanation on what to use them for. And then before we go into sharing oils, I wanted to show you one more thing and take any questions. doTERRA has these amazing spray bottles. They're misters, actually. I love to use this as a room freshener. So get rid of your Febreze, get rid of your plugins, all those things that you're using to beside your diffuser to freshen. I know, I have a couple of dogs, and sometimes I just like to spritz the room a bit. And really simple. I need to put the recipe in the PowerPoint, a recipe for this, but hopefully you all know that on the customer page, you can always search, and you're going to find tons of information on your questions. And if you don't, create a post and ask the question. And so many people are going to respond and give you ideas and what have worked for them. But when you spray this, it gives like a short, continuous, very light here. You can't even see it, can you? It's just a smidge. It's so light and airy, and I can just barely feel it on my hand. And I don't care, because I know it has a little bit of witch hazel in it, but it's mainly water and essential oils. So what kinds of questions do you have?
I use that spray mist on my linens.
Ooh.
I use it everywhere. I use it on the furniture. I have one that's just for my dog. She's in my lap, so you can't see her. She's only 8 pounds. So when you use the oils around a pet, just like small children, you have to make sure it's properly diluted.
Dilute.
Dilute. She's so little that in a 10 ml roller ball, she gets 1 single drop.
Yeah. Teeny tiny.
Tiny little baby.
Susan, did you have a question? Are you looking for the unmute?
Yeah. Hi. I was going to type it, but then I was just wondering where you got that spray bottle.
Yes, this one, actually, it is a doTERRA product, and there's their doTERRA DIY, and it's on the website. When you place your monthly order, you can order them right on there. I think they're 2 for $10 or 2 for $12, right around there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. You guys have any other questions?
with the dogs, you shampoo them with the shampoo that Doterra has, or how does this work? To bathe? I mean, I know that you can use essential oils on your dogs, right?
You can, and we actually have a separate continuing education class where we go over that more in detail. But
Okay.
to give you some information now, the most important thing when you're starting with your pets, well, there's a couple things. One is, don't ever give them an undiluted full drop of oil. Their bodies are much smaller and they metabolize different than we do. However, oils are 100% safe for our animals as long as we dilute. We have doTERRA actually has a veterinary advisory board. There's about 5 or 6 veterinarians on it. And one of the ones that I really, really love, because she's so accessible. She's in another state, but she has Facebook, Instagram, and she's constantly updating. And she, her name is Dr. Janet Rourke. I can put it in the chat for you. And her website, she actually has recipes for different ailments. And one thing that I love about her is she always says, reminds us not to treat until we've gotten a diagnosis. When there's different, depending on what the concern is. If it's something very minor, we use our oils and we go for it. But if they're having some kind of like problem that's ongoing, get your diagnosis first, and then figuring out which oils are going to help that situation. But she's yeah, she has that membership group. It's so cool. If you're going to really be serious about using oils with your animals, $14 a month, and she has a membership group that you can ask questions on, and it's really much more in depth, going into problems. And she just had a little webinar that many of us attended, and she went over a lot of the protocols and showed pictures of before and after. Were you on that, Kathleen?
Yes, and I've been watching it again. There's so much information.
Yes.
I think the most important thing with pets is that you do the sniff test first.
Yes, that was the other one I was going to say. Yes.
You let them smell it with the bottle closed. They don't even need to take the lid off. And if they don't stick around, if they leave the room, you do not use that oil on them. Now, there are some oils that they'll sniff, but that's not recommended for pet use. There's a much shorter list of oils for cats than for dogs, but she uses them for horses and pigs and birds and reptiles. I mean,
yeah,
these plants, these oils are plant derived, and that's where we all come from. They're all natural, but there are some that cause adverse reaction. Yeah,
absolutely. So yeah, I do not think she recommended the actual doTERRA shampoo for our animals, but she has recipes where you can make your own.
Chamomile, that Castile soap.
Yes.
And some of the doTERRA oils.
Right. Thank you so much for the info.
You're welcome.
This little girl, okay.
Aw, look at her.
She's going to be 15 this year. And because of doTERRA, she's now on a part raw diet, and totally took care of so many problems that she was having. I put 1 single drop of copaiba in her food, and you have to cover the drop up with other food because they don't necessarily like the smell. And I also put 1/8 of a teaspoon of the children's omega, and it helps with her bones and her mental acuity. She was going through, I thought, Alzheimer's, because she would go outside and just stand at the dog door and just look at it. So after I switched her diet and did her oils. Now she's like jumping around like a puppy.
Oh,
And she's
If you-
15. That's awesome.
Almost. You know, the 3 oils I use for her every day is
Mhm.
lavender, the 1 drop for 10 mLs, the big roller ball. And I
Mhm.
put that around her ears. It calms her down. Where I live in Covina, we had really big thunderstorms this past week, rain,
Yeah.
and she would just shiver and tremble. And I would just, rub it into her ears. And, it doesn't give a nice look for her hair because it mats. She looks like a
Uh-huh.
red dot, dread girl, but it calms her down immediately. And besides the copaiba that I put in her food, I also I have a mixture of it with the coconut oil that I put on her paws. On the inside, there's actually a reflexology for pet feet, the back feet.
Yes.
And the one I think that's affected her the most is Digest Zen.
oh,
I have
Digestion. Yeah.
the same 1 drop per 10 ml. And she's got a little tiny tummy. So I rub it on my fingers and I rub it on her tummy. And then I also roll it in the palm of my hand and she lick, lick, lick. She'll lick it for 20 minutes if I keep rolling it. And when she's done, she kind of burps, and it makes,
yeah,
she's happy. I always
that's
make sure
great.
I mark her bottles that say puppy paw. I was
Aw.
reading this interesting article about our biome, our gut biome,
Mm-hmm.
and how the pets in our home affect what's in our gut. They did a study where they took a family and a puppy before they got it, and they did extensive gut biome testing. And 5 days later, everyone in the house had puppy biome in their gut, and the puppy also had our biome. Your
Crazy.
microbiome is the basis of your health and your nutrition. And you think, the dog doesn't really have, you don't let them lick your face, or, you wash them and keep them, but, they go outside and they have a whole different environment. Their intestinal tract has different needs than
Mhm.
ours do. And it's really, they're a part of your life. And by putting the oils on them, you're protecting them. Oh, and I don't ever have to give those little drops on the back of the neck for flea protection anymore.
Oh.
There's a blend that you give more during the summer months, during the warmer months, but she loves it.
That's
Well,
awesome.
congrats.
That is awesome. So I forgot one thing that we need to do. We need to give you guys your code word. Is that what we
Oh,
call it? The code word?
mhm.
Okay, so it's going to be fragrance free.
Ooh. That's another thing I learned in Doterra, how to spell different words. Never could spell frankincense before, or lavender.
Yes.
I wanted to put an A.
Me too, me too. I just noticed next to my collection of things I had brought over, I forgot to show you one other thing. There's another fabulous oil blend called Purify. Oh, it's probably backwards on the screen.
No, it's right.
Yeah.
Oh, good. And I put a couple drops of this in the bottom of my dishwasher when I use the tabs. You can use it to run a cycle on anything, your washing machine, and you can put some in your cleaners, but this is an awesome one to add to your cleaning regime.
I also put a drop on a cotton ball and stick it in the drawer that my trash can is in.
Ooh, I like that.
And
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
It really keeps, it's just dry stuff. I don't know where the smell comes from.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Susan?
And I use the Purify in that continuous sprayer in the bathroom.
That's a good idea too. Yeah.
In fact, I bought a piece of furniture from an estate sale and we brought it in the house. It's just a bookshelf, solid wood. And my husband was saying, it kind of smells weird in that room. And I realized it's the bookshelf. I mean, it's older than I am and who knows where it's been. So,
What I think happens is once you start using so many natural products, you don't even realize until something else comes into your home. You're like, wow, my home really is getting rid of all these toxins. And it's probably the buildup of all the cleaner they've used on it over the years, huh?
right, and I have Purify going in a diffuser in that room right now. I put
Perfect.
5 drops, 2 clicks. So it's concentrated Purify. It was a bookshelf, solid wood.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, but it stinks.
Yeah. Pretty amazing. Susan, did you have a question? I'm sorry.
Well, what about mold? Is there one that helps with mold besides like On Guard or
On Guard, add tea tree to it.
tree? Oh, okay.
I still want to say Melaleuca, tea tree, same thing, but tea tree. Yeah. There's, I feel like on the customer page, there's a video of someone doing the tub cleaner and addressing the mold in their bathroom and a recipe.
Okay, I'll look for that. I'm curious.
Let me see. I was wondering, I was trying to see if, the tub recipe that we showed, no, they didn't put tea tree in it, but I would totally add that. And then, let's see. There we go. I was going to see what's in Purify. I have to put my glasses on. I'm getting to that age now. So Purify has lemon, Siberian fir, citronella, lime, tea tree, and cilantro.
Oh,
So Purify would be another good one to use. All right. If you have any more questions on toxin-free living, we can totally address those. I think, Julie, you wanted to know a little bit about the business side, and Susan, you weren't quite ready yet, right? So, yes.
I wanted to know how much to stay active. What are you supposed to be selling? Does that make sense?
Yes, yes,
Is that how it's
absolutely.
worked? Is that how it says?
That is part of it, but
Okay.
you'll like the answer. And then I'm sorry, Susan, I saw you unmuted. Did you want to ask anything before?
no, I'll go ahead and say thank you then and sign off.
Bye.
You are absolutely welcome.
Bye.
Susan, before you leave, I'd like to share what doTERRA recommends for mold.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
Wild orange, tea tree oil, and lemon. Combined, I think you have to work out your own combination. What do you think that would be, Allison, in a spray bottle?
You could do a spray, or you could do those, the paste ones like the tub scrub and put it on and let it set. So either way.
But you said a wild orange, tea tree, and what else? Lemon?
Lemon.
Lemon.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's the doTERRA, one of the doTERRA combinations. When you cruise the pages, you'll see that there's so many different options.
Okay, so it's on the main page, like when you log in and everything.
It was on a site that I go to for different recipes and things.
Oh, okay, okay, thank you. We'll see you
Um,
next time.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Susan.
All
Susan.
day.
Sure to come next week because we have Symphony of Cells. Oh my
Ooh.
gosh,
Oh.
that is the bomb.
Okay, that one, I've got to make it. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Each week is different, so you'll have a new topic each week.
Yeah, I've enjoyed all of them so far, and that's something I want to look into is the Symphony of Cells. So thank you, Kathleen. That's so cool. I mean, that's why I feel like I'm not ready to be an advocate because I have so much to learn. Like I'm just getting my feet wet here.
You know, the wonderful thing is that you don't have to know everything. You don't have to
Nope.
know much at all. The main thing you need to do is to admit that you don't know the answer
Yeah.
and also then to know where to go to find the
Yeah.
Yeah.
answer.
And that's the most important thing because us knowing all of the answers is going to be pretty difficult. And it's a learning process for every single person, and every person is going to have different needs. So
Yeah.
we teach the initial tools of the basics and how to find the information you need and the support within the group. And yeah, as you saw when we were talking about the toxins, I'm like, I don't know, this science part isn't my forte. And that's okay. It
Yeah.
doesn't need to be, because there's so much information out there and other people on our customer page who can help with that also.
It's teamwork, yes. And thank you so much, because I did learn I can get that spray bottle and help, now take
Excellent.
my well done tea tree. So
Could-
have a
could I
great rest of the
share-
weekend.
You
Could I
too,
share my
Susan.
story?
Hi,
with
Susan.
My
Which story?
doTERRA story. Do you have 2 minutes?
Oh, are you you want?
My own personal story.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Oh,
Kathleen.
okay.
In 1990, 2 months after I had my only child, I was diagnosed with multiple autoimmune diseases, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, Sjogren's, Hashimoto's, just a plethora of them. And they had to put me on steroids for a blood dyscrasia, and I blew up like a blowfish. I
Oh.
was 2 months nursing, and prednisone's another hormone. And I mean,
Yeah.
my stretch marks turned magenta. I couldn't carry my child because I was dizzy. I had to drag him around with a receiving blanket around the floor. I lived on the floor for several months with my newborn child,
Oh,
awake, because with steroids, you never sleep. And
Mhm.
I went on antidepressants. I tried everything that they suggested I do, and nothing was really working. It just was one drug after another, and I had to take drugs to cover the drugs that I was taking. It was a mess. And this went on, I'm sad to say, for 28 years. And then I had a tooth fall out of my mouth, an
Uh-huh.
implant. And I went to Dr. Peter Lamb, who is in this group, who is my hero. He put a single drop of peppermint in my hand, and it calmed me down. It dried my tears. And he suggested to me the hope that we have of healing our body from the inside, using these natural oils and giving our body a chance to heal itself. And oh my gosh, I was on 15 different prescription drugs, including narcotics, muscle relaxants, mood elevators, slews of, antidepressants, blood pressure, diabetes, just,
oh my God.
I have thyroid cancer, so I have to take
Oh,
a thyroid replacement for the rest of my life because it's necessary. I don't make those things anymore. But in the 2.5 years I've been with doTERRA, I have literally dumped all but that thyroid medication.
Aw.
And it's all under medical supervision. Some of these drugs you can't just stop taking.
Right.
You
Right.
have to do it slowly. But
right.
during this, the first thing I did was take the Lifelong Vitality and those vitamins with the PB Assist and the Terrazyme. Immediately, I had less brain fog. I didn't feel quite so gunchy in the morning. When you have chronic pain,
Yes.
you don't wake up with a happy thought in your mind, but I started turning it around, and I started using the doTERRA method, where you get up in the morning and before you turn your phone on, you express gratitude for your life. You do self-care for you. I still feed the dog before I feed me because I forget sometimes otherwise, but you have to take care of yourself. And as moms, we're always giving. Everybody's looking to us for everything. Everybody. There isn't anyone that doesn't want something from us because we're mamas. That's our job. But very slowly, I crowded out those medications, and the antidepressant alone took 8 months because I had to titrate
Yeah.
down. It took a lot of perseverance, but my gosh, now when I think of all that misery I had, 28 years of it, going nowhere, just getting worse. And then I started working with the emotional oils, working with cheer and forgive. Oh my gosh, I had to learn to forgive myself for needing to take those thinking I needed to take those prescriptions.
And
There's a lot of
not
shame.
knowing, just not knowing.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of shame with mental health issues. I'm depressed. I was very depressed. I couldn't stop crying. But then they introduced adaptive, and my gosh, adaptive changed everything.
I love adaptive.
Have you tried it on your crown chakra yet?
What do you mean crown chakra?
Oh, my crown chakra. the chakras are the energies in your body,
Yeah.
and it's right here on the top of your head. Can you see it over my flowers?
Yeah.
It's a little indentation at the very back of your head. And you
Uh-huh.
just put one drop there, rub it in for 20 to 30 seconds with intention. And if you're in pain, it helps alleviate the pain. It redirects your, I don't know what's in there, but it's super mojo juice.
I'm gonna
Okay,
try
well,
that.
I'll try that this week.
And it's so good with anyone with on the spectrum.
Yes.
One of our fellow advocates, their son was taking the adaptive pills, but he was still having a lot of angry outbursts.
Okay.
And I learned about this crown chakra, and I told her about it, and she did it to him every day. And on the 4th day, he brought the bottle to her.
Ah,
At 10 years old, he brought the bottle to her.
'cause he knew. I
He
love it.
Yes,
Yeah.
we don't listen to our bodies. You have to learn to listen to your body.
Well, and
But
my
most
son
importantly,
dumped it. He dumped the oil, I was telling Susie, on his hand. I don't want to interrupt you, but he does enjoy the oils. And I thought, oh my gosh, well, it was ylang ylang. He dumped it on and he was like, and I was so surprised, but it's been helpful for my son. So I'm going to try this with adaptive.
Yeah, for
2 or
sure.
3 times a day, let them have their own bottle. You know, it's good to give them a diluted roller ball so they can apply it themselves whenever they
know.
feel the
I
urge.
have mine right next to the computer with me while for all of my Zooms that I do.
Yes. Yes. And just recently, I discovered that I have Lyme disease. All
Oh,
of these,
no.
all of these blood diseases and autoimmune diseases were most likely caused by Lyme disease. Dr.
Mm,
Lisa Ma, who is in our group,
mhm.
ran across it. And because of all of my big history, we started on, before I even had my blood drawn, we started on a protocol of anti-Lyme. It's not just Lyme, there's a whole little family of cooties that run together. And it used to be that, you know, you couldn't get a tick unless you were east of the Rocky Mountains. Well, they have it here in California, wherever you are, and the cooties are on ticks, not just ticks, but fleas.
Oh,
But within a few days of starting the protocol, which is pretty much the lifelong vitality, DDR prime, you know, I never really liked GX Assist before.
mhm.
It's anti-parasitical. It kind of clogged me up a little. I didn't like it, but it's really helped me. I had to get through the thing. But
Uh-huh.
you see, I have rheumatoid arthritis, and these little fingers, I couldn't ever open them up unless I pushed them with the other hand. 5 days after starting the protocol,
Nice.
and one of the benchmarks of Lyme rheumatoid arthritis is release of contractures. That's a contracture when you can't open your hand. Plus my brain fog is less, even better than just on the LLV. Oh my gosh, it's wonderful. I'm walking
Wow.
better.
Oh, that's good.
So what you do is you start small. And really,
Yes.
I didn't start building until maybe 6 months ago. Something happened to me in November and I started sharing more. I mean, there's a few people that you'll run across that might want to sign up when they see you or, you know, help you out because you're their friend or something. But it's only when you get into your oils and love your oils and use your oils every day. And when you have a challenge, the first thing you think is, what oil can help me with this?
Mhm.
Think about going to your oils for literally everything, for your attitude, for mood, for pain, for tummy, anything that happens to you in the day or the night. Think about
Yep.
it. Going to your oils first. And when you get to that point, then you're ready, you know. And all these classes, we have classes to teach you how to present, you know, we support you 2000% all along the way. And I
Yep.
don't think it'll be too long before you both will be teaching your own class.
Yep, no doubt. No doubt. So Julie, you were asking, and Susan, you're welcome to stay on, but if you know,
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, Susan.
Bye,
Thank you.
thanks a lot. Okay.
See you
all.
next week
Yeah, yes, I'll be in, Kathleen. Bye-bye.
for symphony. Yes.
Yes, thank
Yeah,
you.
I love it. So Julie, just some little nuggets for you, because I know that Grace will work diligently with you on the ins and outs. There's no one way to do the business. And you can start as small or as grand as you want. And to basically you just stay active as a customer at first. There's no like, it's not a minimum monthly thing that you have to do initially, but to get paid, you need to always have 100 PV in your cart. And then you need to place your order of 100 PV or higher. And then we kind of work with those numbers a little bit. Thanks, Kathleen. As you start to grow, then, talking about the 125 PV a month where you get the free product and as you're building your structure. But the bottom line is doing your 100 PV each month is what keeps you active, and then switching to a wellness advocate when you start to enroll people. So 100 PV is kind of like the key number overall. Is that, oops, you're on mute.
Oops, is that $100 a month? Is that $100?
Well, it can be a little bit more than $100 a month because that's the product value. And depending on what you're purchasing, most of the oils are about dollar to product point value, but some of them, if they have some packaging on them, the product value will be less than the dollar amount. Like when you get diffusers and
Oh, yeah.
some of I don't know how they calculate all of it, but some of the hair care or skin care products, some are exact point to dollar ratio, and some of them, the point ratio is a little bit smaller. It just depends on which product it is that you're purchasing.
Okay.
So when you're looking at your account and you're placing your order, don't look at the dollar amount, look at the PV amount.
Oh, the